Hello, namaskar, and a very good evening to all the viewers watching our session. You are watching this particular session on PM eVidya channel number 6 to 12, and I am your host for Sahyog session, Simran Singh. Now, as you all know that from 5 till 5:30, that is for half an hour regularly from Monday to Fridays, we conduct our special session that is known as Sahyog. Guidance for mental well-being and psychosocial support to all our students and our viewers watching our sessions out there. So you know that we are coming up with certain interesting and significant topics for all our viewers. So what are we going to discuss today? Let me inform you. The topic for the day for all our students is developing study habits among adolescents through educational channels. As you all know that even after COVID-19, these educational channels have become a part and parcel of our life. As I just informed you that you are watching us on PM eVidya channel number 6 to 12. So we have PM eVidya channel number 1 to 12. That are the educational channels that brings different sorts of topics in the format of educational channels to all of you. And providing us more guidance in this session, we are joined by two experts. Allow me to introduce them to you. Here we have with us Dr. Manish Agrawal. Namaskar, sir. Good evening.
Namaste, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
A very warm welcome in the session, sir. Sir is from Regional Institute of Education, Ajmer, NCRT. Then we are also joined by a practicing counsellor from Lucknow, Ms. Pragya Singh. Namaskar, ma'am.
Namaskar. A very good evening to you, ma'am.
A very good evening to you as well. I welcome both our experts with open arms, and with that I would like to take the opportunity to welcome all our viewers in this session. So you know how you can connect with us. There are two mediums. Number one is our mail ID that is flashing on your screens. sahyog.ncrt@ciet.nic.in. Besides that, we also have our contact number. You may kindly give us a call at this number, that is 8800440559. So let's quickly begin our discussion on how to develop study habits, particularly among adolescents, with the help of educational channels. So I have this first question from Manish sir. So what do you think that what role do educational channels play and why are they so important as of now?
Thank you, ma'am. Simply, we can understand with the concept of educational channels, those channels which facilitate learning, knowledge, and education to learners are often termed as educational channels. As we know that nowadays all the smartphones are possessing several applications which facilitate channels, and students can avail many facilities through those applications. So we can understand that with the advancement of technology, each activity is closely related to gadgets, whether for education, tasks, or even entertainment. So these channels are conducive for the learners because they tend to improve their cognitive, social, and learning skills. They work on thinking, learning, and social skills too. These skills can be improved with the help of educational channels. So we can understand that those students who are from rural background avail facilities at their home. They can join many programs through these channels. They can avail facilities. They can improve their learning skills. They can prepare for the competitive exams too. So these channels help to improve problem solving and emotional intelligence too, because if they tend to learn new things, they develop confidence. They tend to develop study habits too. So we can simply say that educational channels are highly effective to develop study habits among adolescents. So we can understand through online education that has become part and parcel of now after COVID especially. So all the students who have equipped with such applications and channels, they have watched, as we are making a program through Sahyog session, this is a good platform and for the mental health and well-being of the students. So in that way, we can understand the role and importance to the learners. Thank you, ma'am.
Now, thank you so much for apprising our viewers about the importance of these educational channels. And as you rightly mentioned that when COVID stuck in our lives, they have become specifically online learning. It has become a part and parcel of our life, and still we are continuing to gain so many informative areas and learning with the help of these channels. So moving ahead in the conversation, I would like to invite Pragya ma'am. Ma'am, what do you think? How do these channels affect the study habits of adolescents, particularly during these times?
Definitely, ma'am. And I think this is really important topic. I always hear people saying that he's lucky that he was born smart, but I don't believe that's true. Means how a student studies, the difference is in grade simply comes to whom has those, means the person who has started doing through best study habits. We are all aware about the quote that करत करत अभ्यास के जड़मती होत सुजान रसी आवत जात किते सिल पर पड़त निशान. So our habits essentially makes us who we are. So we have to choose them wisely. What we do every day will definitely make us who we want to become. And habits takes times and efforts to change. A writer writes every day, for example, or a scientist work every day, a painter do. We have lots of examples of the successful person who are present in our life. So we actually have a limited amount of willpower. When we make too much choices in a day, we actually exhaust our willpower. So it is important that we plan accordingly. We need to carve out time in our schedule and really pinpoint a concrete place for the habit. And habits are best implemented alongside cues. For example, after dinner, I will read for 30 minutes. Or after breakfast, I will cook for 30 minutes. So these kinds of simple strategy you can apply. So it's the basic structure that X happens. If I'll do this, so this will happen. So this is a very common example. Most of us have already applied that when I will wake up, I will brush my teeth. So this is a very common example. So if you continually perform the action, the first few days to month to build a habit are the most important. So during that time, you really don't want to break the chain, because every one day makes huge impact on how a certain behavior or action feels. And it also means that mood to perform in action, then means general power which we are talking about will be required to perform it again. So which means if you keep on doing an action, the easier it is to keep doing it and the harder it is to break it. So which is good if you create a good habit, and bad if we create a habit which is bad for us. So to perform a habit, it's very it vary from individual to individual, and this is important that we should monitor it. We need to have objectives, measurements that help us to cause our progress. We have to qualify the habit. For example, if we quantify it, for example, if we want to lose weight, what we do? We used to check our weight, we used to weight it, or we monitor it, or we exercise frequently. So once we know the numbers associated with the habit, we can take a small step to improve them in the direction we want. So students who want better study habits, they should consider to monitor their progress on a daily basis. And definitely convenience, what I believe that the easier is it to do something, the more likely we are to do it. So that's why it is important to make a habit that we want to keep as convenient as possible. And in the same way, for example, what we used to do, we used to iron our school uniform before going to bed to make it convenient next morning. Or if you want to be more social but busy with your school, then you can simply make a study group, or you can join a school club. And we can, you can also go with a smart rewarding system. We all think that reward creates a strong habit. For example, I am studying all night or all week, so I need a day out. So this type of reward wasn't for its own sake, but to earn the reward. So the solution to this is simple: to find the reward within the habit itself. For example, I am attending the class and taking notes so religiously that I am going to invest into an iPad or a Microsoft Surface, so that I can continue to do that easier. So again, the reward reinforces the habit. And definitely, there are n numbers of questions which we can answer. We can choose those questions. We can select it. We can do surveys. We can do recitation. And this is very important to discuss that we should choose our application, whatever digital application we are choosing. We should choose those digital application consciously, rationally. We should think that whether that particular platform is helping us, or they are taking our time away. So this is very important. And the last but not the least, importance of parent child interaction is really important. So a parent should know that what their child is doing, and child should not hide any such kind of activity that he is doing. If he is wasting a time, or he is investing his time in such platform which is not actually fulfilling him, then parents should be aware of it. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, very appropriately you have mentioned it for our viewers that children watching this session, they should not hide anything from the parents, but also I think that it's an important responsibility of the parents to provide a kind of liberty and environment to the students so that they can come up with their views and talk about like anything freely with the parents. And ma'am, you have also mentioned about good habits and bad habits. So with that, I have a curiosity to ask sir, how can adolescents develop good study habits? Any areas of suggestion from your end? Yeah, Manish sir?
Yes. This is a great challenge to develop good study habits among students. So we need to keep in view several things. With the help of these things, students can develop good habits. The first thing that is very important, to find a good place to study. It does not mean to have a luxurious place. It means you need to have such a place as is free of noise and disturbances. So you can pay attention to the task which you are having at your hand. You can concentrate on the task. Second, minimize distractions. That is very important. You need to keep away the distractions while reading. The first important thing is that the gadget or mobile phone. You don't need to look again and again if you are studying. So this is a great advice for the learners if they are studying. So they don't need to use. That is very important. Take breaks. You don't need to study continuously. You need to take breaks while reading. Fourth one, space out your studying. You need to keep the things which are very important, and you don't need to get stuck with one place and go on reading thoroughly for the 7 to 8 hours at one place. You need to change the place. If as you are studying library, so you can study there, and if you get tired and exhausted, you can change place and can come at home and can read there. There to boost your energy to focus and concentrate on the reading skills. Develop study habits. Set study goals for each session. One thing that is very important, you don't need to count the hours. If you are counting the hours, it would not make fruitful results. You need to understand what tasks which I have set for the today, so I need to complete that, and you can make an assessment what I wanted to accomplish and what I have done. And next, reward yourself. If you have done that task completely, so you need to reward yourself. You can say a good compliment to yourself. You can write a journal, a gratitude journal. That is very important. That is not only beneficial for others, but for oneself mostly. You can write, note that you are grateful to yourself even. Studying in a group, that is very important thing. When one student who is having doubts can study with the group and can discuss with them, so can clarify the doubts. Take practice tests, that is very important. If any student who is doing preparation for the competitive exams, that student needs to appear in practice tests and mock tests. They can help to understand what is the nature of the test and what is the difficulty and description level of the test. So they can set goals to crack that test as well as for performing excellent in the exams too. Use your own words. That is very important. Many students who commit a mistake while reading, they try to keep the things as these are mentioned and written in the books. So these things cannot help you to study well. So you need to set your vocab and your mnemonics, your words to understand or to fetch out the things from the textbook while reading. Ask for help. That is very important. It has been observed many times very bright students who avoid to ask help. They think that if they ask and they would be understood that such weak students, but it does not happen. You need to ask the questions. If you are having any doubt, you need to discuss with your friends and teachers. So these promote your study habits because there are some hampers and obstacles on the way of reading. You can remove and you can get rid of all those hampers if you seek help for the clearing doubts. Take care of yourself. That is very important. Self-care is the most important thing. Most of the people try to seek care from others, but they don't care about themselves. So I can suggest from this platform to the all students, self-love and self-care is the most important thing. If you cannot care about yourself, how you can excel in academic and life too. Thank you, ma'am. These are the things by which students can develop good study habits. Thank you, ma'am. Over to you.
And I'm sure with the help of these tips and suggestions from your end, all our students are going to develop really good study habits. So as we are discussing about the educational channels that could be quite helpful in imparting the best possible online education to the students. So Pragya ma'am, I would like to know this from your end. Are there any channels, any educational channels that you would like to suggest to all our viewers?
Yes, definitely, ma'am. This is actually a wonderful question to be raised because today's students are very confused at what channel they should watch or what they shouldn't watch. Whatever they are watching is they are providing authentic content, or they are or they are just wasting the time. So definitely, we have few channels which we can. Which we can suggest to students. For example, Gyan Darshan channel, we most of us are aware of about it because it was launched in 2000. And it is a 24 hours education channel. So if students and if you look into the PPT, so there are n numbers of channels. Means if you are into Airtel, so there is a different channel number, and if you are associated with some other dish TV, so the TV channel number might be different, but it is a Gyan Darshan channel only. And like I said, it is a 24 hours channel. It is a joint venture of Ministry of Education, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Prasar Bharati, and IGNOU itself. So the programs which they have they are sharing on those particular channels, they are actually designed by experts, and definitely they are going to and they have segments of all the students, including preschools to university students to 11th and 12th. They do have a few programs especially designed for competitive purpose, and also to those youths who are seeking for a career opportunity. And then after Gyan Darshan, we are all aware about Swam Prabha. So it was started in 2017 and by the Ministry of Education itself. And the best thing about the Swam Prabha channel is this, that even if your internet speed is not very good, you will be able to browse those videos which are designed for you. And definitely it is associated with MPTL, IITs, UGC, CEC, IGNOU, NCRT, and NIOS, so you can understand that what quality they will be providing. Definitely, all the videos they have been designed by experts. Their faculty is amazing, and from different universities, including India as well as international. So and there are some specific programs they are aimed to help students on particular 11th to 12th level of competitive exams. So you can explore to those competitive exams as well. It will definitely help you. And we are definitely aware about NCERT official, and we are live on that only. So DTH channel 31. It create a interactive educational content for the students, and you will be able to find it means almost all sort of content by our expert. So definitely you can visit the NCERT official. Their content is authentic. And then we have some state specific educational channel. For example, if you're sitting in UP, you will be able to find it on Doordarshan channel. For example, Uttar Pradesh e-Pathshala is going on. That is by the name of DD Uttar Pradesh, then DD Chandana in Karnataka, and DD Bihar. So it depends on in what state you are. You will be able to browse those specific channel presented by DD Doordarshan, that is. And those channels are also offering live channel on YouTube as well. So if you are not able to see it live, you will be able to watch it afterwards on YouTube. And then we have this I really want to recommend to our explorer, because education means exploration. And through this national geographical education, it is a trusted resource for geography-based lessons, as well as lessons for other subjects that can be rooted in geography. For example, weather, animal history, or our prehistory and our culture. So it brings together our explorers, scientists, and storytellers from around the world. And they come with the solution of a particular problem, and they share their own personal views. They leave their platform open to all the students, such that they can work on that particular platform on which they are working, so that in future you can collaborate with them also. So, they do provide a sustainable solution for creating more sustainable future. And we have Discovery Channel. We are all aware about it. We are watching it since our childhood. So it do inspire the students to go beyond traditional learning. So all these channels are. These are not new. We have been learning it from Discovery. We have been learning from National Geographical Channel. So what they are doing, they are actually creating, you can say, a curiosity among the students, that if this thing happened, then this can also be happen. So you can create a chain of your thoughts, and you can work accordingly. And you can explore multiple careers through these channels. So the Discovery channels offer a huge video segments and images, articles, songs, and lots of whatever you search. Like they have science also, they have social sciences also, humanities also, law also. So there is a entire segment of all educational fields. So you can go through it. You will be able to explore more. And definitely Discovery focuses on reality television series. So for example, Mythbusters. So these kind of channel, what they used to do, they used to bring out the myths, whatever myths are going on, which are actually a myth, not a true one. So you can go through it. And we are all aware about YouTube. So the YouTube, there are millions of YouTube channels, and hundreds of channels has been updated daily to teach you, to give you knowledge about a particular subject. So, but like I said, there are so many videos on YouTube. So you need a guidance to sort out the helpful, a quality channel from the useless ones, because there are n number of channels which are actually not providing authentic content. They don't have it. So whenever you are selecting any channel and you want to get education from that, it is important that you select those channels wisely, or you can take a guidance from your teacher or from your parents. So there you can find videos on everything on YouTube, including your maths exercises, your science exercises, or if you want to build a career on a particular field. For example, if you want to become a scientist, then how you can become a scientist, you can definitely browse it. So everything is on YouTube, like we say. But children, this is very important to understand that whenever you are browsing a YouTube, because the rest of the platform, whatever we discussed, it is a particular software that if you will download it, they will provide you all those things. But YouTube is a platform which gives you suggestion. For example, if you are watching on for example, we are watching on a YouTube only. So in the same way, there are few recommendation also. If you scroll, you will be able to find some recommendation that you can go on that particular channel. So if you are using your YouTube for entertainment purpose also, so whenever you're using a video for your study purpose, simultaneously it is giving you a recommendation of educational some other entertainment video also. So you have to prevent yourself from that particular. So what I advise to most of the people that you can create two IDs. One is for two Gmail ID, one for your entertainment purpose and one for education purpose. So whenever you are on YouTube for a study, then you will only scroll those educational videos, and the recommendation will be related to those particular topic which you are exploring. Over to you, ma'am.
Today, along with offline education, the new idea that has been introduced among all our students is online education. So, ma'am, what do you think? How is it helping the adolescents in getting the best kind of information that they want? Because we know there are a lot of open source platforms that are available out there. So, what are the merits or the advantages, the perks of online education that our students could enjoy?
Yes, definitely, ma'am, because nowadays everyone is talking about the internet addiction, and we are sitting here and we are talking about that. Yes, there are some advantages also, and I will not say that there are some advantages. There are n number of advantages if you will go through these online education, because see, it is cost effective. If you have to, for example, I'll take an example of Harvard University. If you want to get a diploma or you want to take a degree from a Harvard University, you have to travel to another country, leaving your country, your place, your home. You have to come out from your shell, which most of the students are not able to do. But through online education, like I said, that there is a SWAM website also. Through SWAM, you can join, or there is a Coursera website also. And on those particular websites, they are offering free courses from Stanford University, from Harvard University, and from other international universities, and that too free. You have to just pay a minimum charges if you want a certificate from them. Otherwise, if you only want to get a knowledge, it's free for you. So you can go and you can get knowledge, means on internet. If you really want to learn, there is an ample amount of information. And definitely, like I said, you only have to one thing which I wanted to share, that I've heard this thing कि समय कम हो गया है, लोगों के पास में समय कम हो गया है और इंटरनेट फ्री हो गया है. But the thing is this, that इंटरनेट फ्री तो है ही, लोग ज्यादा फ्री हो गए हैं, because they are exploring. Whenever they are talking, they are scrolling down your phone, or whenever they are talking to your parents, they have phone, they are scrolling down. What you have to do, you have to remove that habit. हमेशा जो हैबिट हमारी होती है ना कुछ नया करने की, that is actually killing your time. Because if you are sitting in front of system and we are watching a particular video on a particular topic, what it's doing, we are on a single thing now, but what we are doing through internet, we are scrolling it again and again and again to find out a new thing, which is not actually good for you.
मैम, आपने यहाँ पर समय का जिक्र किया है. मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगी कि इस चर्चा में हमारे पास केवल 1 से 2 मिनट का समय शेष है. I request you to be really quick with it.
I will wind up quickly. So then we have self-paced learning. जहाँ भी हम चाहें वहाँ हम बैठ करके इसके बारे में जिस भी टॉपिक पे पढ़ना चाहते हैं उस पे कर सकते हैं. Accessible remote areas it provides us, and it builds a good foundation, and we can learn it anywhere, anytime, and we can minimize the complexity in learning. And these educational apps actually save our learning time. And क्योंकि we all experts are live, so we are very cautious about what we are speaking. So definitely they are providing you a quality classes from our expert, and content is enough available on internet. आप उसको solve करते करते थक जाओगे, वो content खत्म नहीं होगा. Over to you, ma'am.
Very quickly, sir, I'll request you within few lines to take our viewers across the disadvantages of educational channels, if any.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. As we have seen that, as Pragya Singh has enumerated several advantages, but we can see that there are some disadvantages as it increases distractions, and it has affected our language. We have been writing, but we cannot write and spell many times correctly because we have been addicted to the automatic writing. So that is a great disadvantage. And another thing, we get addiction. Many times we are exploring some education content, but we get deviated from. So it encourages our distractions too. So simply we can understand with these disadvantages. So we need to keep all these disadvantages in view while exploring online education. Thank you, ma'am.
I am sure that our viewers will take a note of that and keep in mind all the important details that have been mentioned through this particular platform, the number of educational channels that have been discussed and how you can access them. Thank you to both our experts. Thank you so much, Dr. Manish Agrawal, and thank you, Pragya ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for inviting us, ma'am.
Thank you for this praiseworthy conversation and apprising our viewers about this important but minute details. Thank you to all the viewers who have been a part of NCERT for this particular session of Sahyog. We have a lot of sessions for you. So keep watching PM eVidya channels. Now it's time to wrap up this session and say goodbye. But take care, stay healthy and keep watching PM eVidya channels and NCERT official. Namaskar.